All right, time to finally hook into the pumps. 1.5 horsepower pump, garden pump. That's what those are. I got it from Weber. It's like under $100. Not too bad. But anyways, boom, boom. Gotta take this puppy. Going through the wall here. All right, got the hole through the wall there. I used this comb bit here, which was perfect. It was at 1 3/8, which was perfect for a 1-inch pipe. And since my walls were doubled up, I had this extender, and then I would poke through, get my hole that I would know for the center, and then I would go outside. Then I just drilled through here. Same thing. I stuffed some insulation foam shipping stuff in there. That way bugs and weather wouldn't get in. But now, time to get the plumbing on for this pump here. So I've got the adapters. They actually go from 1 inch because that was the diameter of this that I could screw into it. So I'm wanting to put on, I'm gonna wrap it with some plumbing tape. It doesn't take much, like 1 wrap really. Then I try to go 2 towards the top. But on the top one is, I'm gonna have to reduce it down to 3/4. Because my hose will not fit over something like this, and it's not going to fit in or lock in that way. So I will need a 3/4 inch piece to put through there, which I'm going to have to warm these up with warm water to fit them up and over. But then after, it'll be a tight seal. And I will glue this onto here. You'll see it when it's all done. Let me get it done. All the pumps have their adapters, attachments here now. Now I just got to build it up. Boom. And that'll give me my 3/4. So I put these on, not really thinking about the in and out for this whole time setting this up. But this should actually be down here. But the only problem is, I went and drilled all my holes in the wall for that, when that's supposed to be at the top. So now, oh my God, it's gonna take so much finagling, because this should sit where this tube lines up here, so I can connect to it. So then now it all gets in the way of each other, and I've got these holes in my board. But you know what? This isn't the first time I messed something up here. We can fix it. We can do what we have to. We can always plug the holes, re-drill them. I don't know. I think I may just try to elbow my way out. But, you know, I just wanted to share this because sometimes it doesn't go as planned, or maybe you didn't think of something, but we're this far now. We're not giving up. Usually when stuff like this happens, I like to take a look around the fish room. Oh my goodness, look at all this Daphnia. It's like a full-on sea of Daphnia. I'm gonna use this to help breed some fish, but I was gonna put some mixed guppies in here, but I'm kind of thinking Oscars. Look at these little CPDs. I've learned to just kind of step back from projects when this happens, kind of reassess the evaluation. Don't like get hung up on about what happened, because I've got plenty to do around here. That I don't have to fret that. And you know what? It always just comes to me. And I think I figured it out. So let's jump back into it. First pump has been hooked up. Did a little bit of water changing to try it out. Pretty much this whole lab section over here. Besides the top ones. But these mascara barbs, oh my God, they did not like it whatsoever. They are freaking out. You're like, what in the world was that? They're all hiding and hunkered. Look at that. Sorry guys, it's just a water change. I know, it's not normal. Well, hopefully they get over it soon. Oh no, that's not good. You got trapped in a rock. Oh my gosh. Water changes more problematic. And I did free that barb after that shot. He was fine, no worries. And now that I got it how I know I want it and how it does work properly, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of these, get these fixed up, and then we'll show you how it works. Mind the dehumidifier, but I finally got lights on over here. All that is finally done. We've got lights around. Still got to do up here. And then these in-betweens eventually. But fry rack is finished. I got to do my top offs here. Getting the shrimp rack done at the moment. And got to add these two as well on the other side. So this will be huge to finally have these lights done. And finally getting the rest of the shrimp rack filled up. Finally, all the lights are on. Woohoo! Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Looking brighter in here. Still got to get those, but cleanup time, getting things organized. Time to do some topping off. So this is how it flows in. Currently topping off 5 of them now. I can change them, shut these down. Boom. There's 2 going. There's 1 flowing. So it fills it up pretty quick. That's actually too quick because you don't want to kick up your mosses and stuff. So it's better to do a slow flow. I can probably do 10 at a time. But I like to just stay with the row, that way I'm not overflowing and causing problems for myself. Just work my way down the line. All the way. Alright, back to the plumbing, taking these apart, moving them around, fixing up my mess up. Alright, the hardest part, these island units. Now I was going to take a pipe up and over. It says it should push, I don't know, like 60 some feet. That definitely is not 60 some feet. It is quite a bit of ways up. But it should push back out, and then gravity should definitely take control. But the hard part is, I've got this little gap between here, all these tanks. I did take out this tank. And hopefully I can wedge this 10-foot piece in there. I don't freaking know how that's even gonna work. So I might have to come up with plan B. Well, moving away from that other pump, at least got this section done. Now I'm gonna work on connecting this. And for these islands, I think I am gonna hose them across and then try to drain them out down towards the bottom, because the thing I like about this system is I don't always have to run the pump. And if the gravity's doing the work, I can just open up a valve without turning that on. If I gotta pump it up and out, the pump will be on all the time. That'll be annoying. So I'm gonna figure out some way to bridge it over here with some hookups that I can just hook up each time I want to do it. Yeah, it's a little more of a pain, but it is what it is. All right, since I've got these plumbed, I'm waiting on getting these islands. I got to go get parts. I figured I might as well go ahead, start doing this wall. That way I'm already into it, and if I need anything for it, I can go ahead and get both of what I need. Save me a trip, because Home Depot is like an hour away. Trying to save time where I can. But anyways, we'll get that back to that, get that done, but time to start messing with this. Whoop whoop. So I am now currently changing the water, filling it up. These are filling. These down here are emptying. They're just going off of gravity, so as these fill, I empty, and it actually times out really well as far as just letting the gravity do it. Pull the water out. full blast too. With these rock piles, I can do that pretty easy. Look at that oxygenation. Just doing little water changes. About yay much. All right, so figured out what I'm gonna do with these islands as far as getting across here. I was gonna go up and over and then down, but then the pump would have been pushing a lot and I want the gravity to do it. So my pump is actually right here. Pump is actually right here. So I'm gonna just shoot it straight across and then out. I'm just gonna have a piece. I'm gonna have a union fitting here, union fitting over here. It's kind of in the way of these tanks, but hey, it is what it is. Then I can just take the middle piece out whenever I want, because these unscrew from one another. See, making my way out the barn here. Now I gotta do one more, because we gotta do this island section as well down here. Shoot it through. It is done, at least for these island units. Here you can see I've got these pipes in the middle. Way down there you can see how it runs over, but with these fittings, I can just unscrew these off of here. And voila. Got my piece. I can do my water changes. Sweet. And when I'm ready for a water change, I just make sure I screw it on tight. So it's got a O-ring seal in there. Now I can do my water changes. Which that all now means that all of this is finished. I still got to check for leaks. I did have a leak on my inler section, so hopefully there's not much issue with that. But I do still got this one last one, the fry rack here. So this was the first build, and all these situations were kind of different. The first three were cut and dry. Those who have seen it and watched my videos, they get the joy of having that information. But the islands are done. And that was kind of different, having to go across. But when I first started doing this system here again, I have done it in my old house. And I usually always try to end off on the side. And I should have done it here. I wish I'd done it here. But I thought, or I was thinking, oh, well, I can pull from one side. It wouldn't have to go that long haul pull from all the way down here, since it's such a long rack. So I figured maybe the middle would work better. But saying that, it's gonna pull a lot of the pressure and air out of each side each time I do a side. I don't know what that will do over time as far as the system. And I don't know how well that will work from pulling one way here or there. But we're going to test it. I'm working on some cross pieces because I still had to connect the stem down here, down into there. But stay tuned. I'll let you know how all that works. And the reason why I know part of why that'll pull the air out and suction down the tubing, which it's soft and flexible, which there's this rack back here in this section, which is very similar. So this section is 1/2 all the way down to this 75 here, and then this section is 1/2. So whenever I was pulling out the water here with the pump on, this tubing up here was clamping, pushing down, like it would pull out the water, but that was only with the pump on. Now since I have the pump down here, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down here. But since I have the pump on the floor, I only have to run the pump for just a little while, just to get it primed and shot out. After that, I just let gravity take a hold, because gravity will be at about the same pace as what it will be for me filling. Boy, don't be so scared. Just saying hi, little guy. About jumped out of the tank. Good to see the repair though. Anyways, so, and yes, it's hard to film in here because I get distracted by fish. But what I was saying is, so that's a very similar situation. And I think I'll be all right with this fry rack system. We'll see. Hopefully it does well. I about moved it back over here, but then I would have to change all the valves. But in the meantime here, I've got this Luon, and I've got it already marked out for these tanks right here. So that's gonna be the first piece to go up to cover that wall. I kind of like it open, but at the same time, I've always wanted tanks in the wall. Now, if I find that I don't like it, I could always remove it. But I think I'm gonna like it. We'll have a kind of a hidden space. But what happens with that is for another time. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I'm excited to have this water change system going. Still working on it. Ain't 100% done with it yet. So hopefully I see you on the next one. Until then, have a good one.